out of there. Hey, what's going on, everybody? There it is. My 01 RT that I've been talking about that I wanted to make my beat 'em up truck. That's pretty much going to be my drag truck, drift truck, burnout truck, whatever I want to use it for. If I want to go out there and beat something up, that's what this truck is going to be. Like no holds barred, just flog it whenever I feel like it and just tune around. Like that's what I'm going to do with this thing. So it's going to primarily be based more towards like drag racing, but I'll be able to do other stuff with it too. But for the first thing we're going to do to it is, like I do with everything else that I first start working on, I'm going to have to do maintenance stuff, fix things that are like wrong with it that have been done to it throughout the years. Who knows when they were done? Who knows when they weren't done? And it was sitting in my garage for a few years, and now it's got some rust and the typical Dakota areas. So I'm gonna address those. I already did start working on it a little bit. I took the calipers and rotors off, well, the one side, because I have. Guys can see it. I have this stuff from this stuff's supposed to be for my white truck, the one in there, but I don't know if I'm going to use it for that one because I'm thinking I have other plans for that one. So these are going to probably make their way onto the black truck, and these are a a Viper rotor. They're off the second gens, so they're the 13-inch rotors. And then I have just a wheelwood caliper. But I bought those calipers for a different size rotor, a smaller rotor. I mean, they will work for that rotor, but they're a little too narrow. Like the pads hit the rotor, so they don't quite slide over the rotor. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if I'm going to use those or get different calipers or whatever have you. But yeah, we'll get going with all the maintenance on this thing. I'm going to pretty much remove the complete front clip because some of the sheet metal that I need to fix is on the firewall on both sides. I sat there and poked around with it and tried to find good metal and stuff like that. But yeah, so we'll. Right, so here's what I was talking about. So I'm pretty sure. Because it goes all the way till past like the frame rail or just above the frame rail. I'm not sure how far it goes up yet because I'm going to grind all this down and then find out where my rust stops and starts and where the good metal starts. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut all this crap off. I mean, I have a couple compound curves in here. I'm not terribly worried about it because I'll be able to recreate that. But there's a bunch of sound deadener behind all of this. So I'm going to have to remove all that anyways because that's just a bunch of useless weight that I don't need. So I'll have to get rid of all of that. So like all this crap I'm going to have to get rid of. And then there's this pad back here that I'm also going to have to get rid of. I mean, it's real brittle and breaking anyways. So that's all stuff I'm going to have to get rid of. I'll probably pull the seats back out of it. These seats are from my O2, and then I got nice mats with this truck when I bought it. So that's a plus, I guess. And then my Bogarts back there. Those are the front runners. I have the rear on my white truck. But that should be pretty much it for the intro. So we'll get cracking on this thing and get the front end off. And then I can start rust repair and cleaning and painting and doing all the same crap we just did to the Ram.
So a little progress update.
and some plans have changed. So we'll get into that, and then I'll wrap this video up because keep my video short. And I kind of think I have another way to do like a time lapse off my phone. We'll have to see how it works out, but not in this video. So this video will just be more talking. So I'll try to make it quick too, so I can get this video posted and whatnot. All right, so here's where I'm at. The longest part of this whole endeavor for like a Dakota, I swear these Dakotas are pretty much like Harley Davidsons. You can take them apart with 3 different tools. A 10, a 13, and a 14. And then there's a couple oddball ones in there where it's like a 15 and an 18. But pretty much the whole clip of the truck, like sheet metal wise, core support wise, all that stuff can be taken off with a 10, a 10 and a 13, and a 14. Well, those 3, pretty much it. Like then you can take the whole front of these trucks off. But here's my plan. With this chassis, the 01s and the 02s and the 03s are the same. They do some changes from the 2000 to 2001 for like the chassis wise. And the main things are the upper control arms, because you see how those ones are curved, and then on this side, that one's straight. When I made my control arms for my white truck, you guys will see that in a second. But when I made my control arms for my white truck, I ran into like a little bit of an issue fabricating my upper control arms for that thing, just because both upper arms were different. But anyways, the plan for this truck is I'm going to, because like this chassis does need quite a bit of work, as far as like I would have to get it coated and etched and stuff, send it somewhere to get it dipped and coated. And instead of doing that, I'm going to use this chassis as a template for my white truck. So I'm going to make a frame bench. I'm going to put this said chassis on that frame bench. I'm going to get all my mounting points, like my core support, my upper lower control arm mounts, my body mounts, and then I'm going to kind of what I'll probably do off that frame bench. I mean, we'll get more into it when I make the frame bench, but I'll probably just do posts along here at critical points along the chassis, and then I'll do like an underpiece, like probably just 1/8 inch steel or something thinner, and then I'll just mark the underside of the chassis, and then maybe not the underside. I'll actually probably just do the top of the chassis. That way I'm not going to hit the body or anything like that. And then this chassis after that will pretty much be useless. So I can set this thing outside or upstairs or in cold storage or whatever have you. And then this black truck is going to go on the white truck chassis, because I'm not entirely happy with that chassis, because I did some things on that thing because I was in a rush, because I was joining the military while I was working at a street rod shop and I had a very limited time to finish it. So I would be happier with this truck on that chassis and my white truck with a full tube chassis like I want. And then you'll have to wait to see the drivetrain on that. But yeah, so that's the plan. Is this truck's going to come off this chassis. I'm going to do all my body work on this cab and box with it off and over here, because in that way I don't get that room all dirty and nasty. And then while I'm doing that, I'm also going to take the cab and the box off my white truck, which is right here. And it's used for a storage shelf right now. I mean, it's been worse, it's been better, but so this chassis, I mean, if you can see, it's all been painted and all that kind of good stuff. It's got upper and lower control arms, coilover suspension, both front and rear. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this. I mean, you'll see it in my next videos, but yeah, it's got a fuel cell, it's got coilovers. Yeah, that lighting's terrible, but you guys will see it more as we progress with this little thing, and then we'll go from there. I think that should be pretty good with my current plans. I'm sure I might have missed a couple areas of what I want to do, but that's the gist of it. The video is getting a little long. I'm sure I can edit some of it out. But we'll get on to the next video with whatever I feel like doing. And then, of course, I did do 200 because I find that car boring. Because that's probably why I'm not doing anything to it, because it's a daily driver and I don't like it. It's nice for driving, but that's about it. And now I'm rambling again, like I normally do. But that's it. I'm always going to do more talking in the next video. Hopefully more doing than talking. And like I said, I have a way to figure out to do like a time lapse, at least until I get a GoPro. So we'll figure that out in the next video. But until then, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to say peace out and see you in the next one.